Ki-hoon, upon hearing that, asks if he is referring to a record deal. Sung Hyun-jae confirms it, reaffirming that he wants them to sign an exclusivity agreement as artists under his label. Hae-in reflects for barely a moment and answers why not, something her friend reproaches her for, pointing out that she did not even think for 3 seconds before accepting the contract. He adds that, at the very least, she should read it before giving an answer, and questions since when she has been making decisions so impulsively. The girl replies that of course she will review the document, but clarifies that she is only saying she is interested in signing it, not that it is already something definitive. She simply wants to talk because it caught her attention. Then the drummer calls Hyun-jae and asks him to wait a moment. Right after that, he quickly asks whether that contract will include any kind of dating ban clause. That leaves his friends confused as they wonder what he is talking about. Hyun-jae responds that it had not crossed his mind and wonders whether he should include something like that, while Hae-in quietly asks him why he is saying that. Immediately, Lim Ju-won asks his friend to think it through, questioning what sense a clause banning dating would make if they are not idols. That relieves Ju-young, as he understands that there will be no such restriction. Then, the blonde asks if he is seeing someone, to which the drummer replies that he is not, but adds that you never know and that you should not close yourself off to opportunities. For his part, Sung Hyun-jae informs them that after finishing the rehearsal, he asks Hae-in to come up to the office to give her feedback on the practice and show her the contract. However, Ju-young comments again that he has a part-time job teaching and asks if he can go first. Lim Ji-won confirms it, explaining that they took it into account after what was discussed in the meeting. After the rehearsal, the band walks toward the office and Ham Ki-hoon asks his friend if she is sure about that decision, stating that Hyun-jae is a good musician, but that his label is practically new, a rookie among rookies. Because of that, he believes it would be better to go with a more experienced record company. Even so, Hae-in replies that, although that may be true, Sung Hyun-jae leaves her with a good impression. She explains that while they were collaborating and he was working on the arrangements, she began to listen to his music more closely and noticed an affection and dedication that cannot be perceived when you only listen superficially. Because of that, she feels that he truly loves music and that she would like to work with someone like that. She prefers to collaborate with someone who asks what music is good, and not only what music can generate money. She also clarifies that if the contract does not convince her, she will not sign it. In response, the band's guitarist asks her to do exactly that and not rush while reviewing it. Once in the office, Hyun-jae hands them the artistic exclusivity contract. He explains that it is only a draft, so he asks her to tell him anything she wants to change. Hae-in begins to read it and after a few seconds comments that the contract is very simple, stating that it has almost no restrictions. Hyun-jae explains that he prefers not to impose limitations on the artist whenever possible, since he will only take care of the costs, profit sharing, and providing support. He clarifies that he will actively support them with promotion and guidance, but will leave the rest in the artist's hands because his company wants to guarantee the originality of each project. Then, Ji-won comments that they will not be doing concerts and understands that the support would be limited to covering the album's production costs, something Hae-in confirms, as that seems to be the case. However, after thinking about it for a bit, she raises a concern and asks what would happen if the album does not sell, wanting to know what would happen to the label in that case. The man, looking at her steadily, replies that if that were to happen, the label would assume the losses and let the artist go without renewing the contract. Upon hearing this, Hae-in questions whether that is not too cold, and Lim Ju-won intervenes, saying that this is how business works. Nevertheless, Hyun-jae adds that he is a bit different, and that if they keep making good music, even at a loss, he will continue to support them. He also states that he will remain active, since from the beginning he did not create the label to make more money. He did it to discover good artists and present them to the public because he loves hidden talents like Long Afternoon. He adds that they can make whatever music they want without worrying about anything, and that if the result is good, he can invest even hundreds of millions in them. Hae-in repeats that part, somewhat surprised, and then smiles and lets out a small laugh. She declares that it is incredible and asks if they could record the next album at Abbey Road Studios, the famous recording studio in the United Kingdom. The band gets excited and starts proposing ideas, from going to the United States to recording nature sounds in Iceland, as well as hiring a session bassist. Sung Hyunjae watches them, smiles, and reflects that they have not even signed the contract yet and are already full of excitement. Then he thinks that it had been a long time since he had felt something like this, that his feelings were accepted just as they are, without misunderstandings. He remembers when people asked him why he pretended to be such a good person, and whether he really believed he would fit in with them. He remembers when they called him a hypocrite and told him to get lost, saying that he was helping pathetic people. He remembers when they told him not to smile and said that he disgusted them. At that moment, Hyein starts calling him, pulling him out of his personal nightmare. The young man apologizes and replies that he was thinking about something else. He asks what is going on and whether she wanted to tell him something. The girl replies that it is not really a question, but that there is a clause related to the promotion they need, and she asks if she could ask him for a favor. Meanwhile, Yeo Woon, while heading to work on the subway and looking at his phone, comments that the new music by Sung Hyun-jae with Long Afternoon is already out, and adds that the album cover looks great. He points out that it was released recently and is already in the national top 20, something he considers incredible, and that, as expected, Sung Hyun-jae's popularity is impressive. Additionally, from what he can see, the reaction on streaming platforms is excellent. He says he wants to listen to it immediately, but he will have to wait until night, since the promotional video will also be released then. At that moment, he will listen to it together with Hain. Once at work, he greets his coworker, Won Shin-young, who returns the greeting. Then, the young man asks where the boss is, and the girl replies that she said they ran out of bingsu ingredients and went out to buy more. That cheers him up, and he asks if that means they can stop selling it for today, something Shin-young confirms, adding that she was already feeling lazy about preparing them. Right after that, she calls Yeowoon and asks him if he likes listening to music. The young man replies that he does and asks why she is asking. Then, the girl asks him if he has already listened to Sung Hyun-jae's new song, stating that it is absolutely insane. But Yeowoon covers his ears, leaving his coworker confused and wondering why he reacted like that all of a sudden. The young man apologizes and explains that he will listen to the music later and that he wanted to avoid spoilers. That leaves Shin-young even more puzzled, since she did not know music could have spoilers. So he clarifies that if he hears other people's opinions beforehand, he forms a preconceived idea, and he does not like that. After understanding his reaction, his coworker assumes that he likes Sung Hyun-jae, stating that she is also a huge fan, and that when he came to the cafe, she asked him for an autograph. Yeowon replies that he also likes Hyun-jae, but that he is actually a fan of Long Afternoon. Shin-young is surprised and asks if that is true, questioning whether he usually looks for music by lesser-known people. The young man confirms that sometimes he does, and that other times he listens to what the music app recommends. Shin-young looks even happier and exclaims that sometimes she also lets the app play random songs, pointing out that she did not know they had something in common. She adds that after work, she will listen to Long Afternoon because he said they are good. Yeowoon laughs a little and comments that among their songs, he considers Dark Planet and Blue Comet to be the best. Then he reflects that it feels really good that someone else, besides Hyein, recognizes Long Afternoon. At that moment, Shin-young comments that it is Sung Hyun-jae. The man enters, greeting them, and immediately orders an iced Americano and a cappuccino to go. The girl replies that she will prepare them right away, but then calls Mr. Hyun-jae and tells him that today she listened to his newly released song and that it is really amazing. He laughs and thanks her for the compliment. Then he comments that a live clip will be released at night and asks her not to miss it, which makes the girl even happier. Then, Yeowoon calls his coworker and whispers to her not to have personal conversations with customers, to which she replies that it is fine. Meanwhile, Hyun-jae asks his friend if they are going to eat something before heading out. He replies that there is a lot of traffic right now, so the musician comments that they can eat near the TV station. His friend asks if they will go for the stone pot bibimbap from last time. At that moment, Won Shin-young apologizes and asks, "Who is Long Afternoon?"